Hey guys, my name is Matimi0 and today I am playing some Battlefield Bad Company 2 Vietnam, and I know I haven't been posting a lot of Vietnam gameplay recently. There really isn't a whole lot of Vietnam servers left. Everyone's gone back to the original game, so I think this is actually some older gameplay of mine, but I wanted to just have some fun gameplay going on while I talked about Battlefield 3, since there was an article about Wake Island, easily one of my favorite maps from Battlefield 2, and so I just kind of wanted to take the time to, have a conversation with you guys. So in the article, there is a pretty spectacular concept art for Wake Island, and the first thing I noticed was that the island looked war-torn. It looked like it's been bombarded by bombs for years, and it just looked like hell. Basically, it looked like the island went through hell. And I thought that was pretty cool, especially since in Battlefield 2, the island was much more lush. There were a lot of trees. It kind of reminds me of Fubai, where there's just a lot of vegetation, and it just looked like an island that was on, it was at war, but it just didn't look like it had been at war for very long. There were still trees everywhere, and, it just kind of looked like kind of paradise with machine guns. And that was not the case for this concept art. It was very gray. I will put the link down below so you guys can see the picture itself. And it's a spectacular picture, or not picture, it's art, I guess. But yeah, so it just looked very war-torn and very cool. Another thing I noticed was that there was a lot of buildings that I did not recognize from the original map, and especially some 2-story, 3-story, and even larger buildings than that. So they weren't necessarily skyscrapers, but they were quite large, and I thought that was pretty cool, especially since they do have their Frostbite 2 engine. I can see those buildings coming into play strategically, and just so you can blow them up, essentially. I'm sure snipers will be chilling out in those buildings forever, but you can blow down the buildings, which is so cool. That's what I love about the Battlefield series. Another thing that I noticed, and I think this is probably the coolest part, is that the island looks a lot larger than the original. There were a lot of little mini island, or not mini islands, but mini villages kind of sporadically placed throughout the concept art, and it kind of made it look just the scale of the island to be much larger. It still resembled the island pretty much exactly, but there were just a lot of different buildings placed everywhere, and especially since there was taller buildings, it just gave the feel of the island to be a lot larger. And I think this isn't going to be a bad thing, especially since there's going to be 64-slot servers, and there's going to be a lot of people fighting for territory, and I really just don't think that just because it's going to be larger isn't going to make it a worse map by any means. But like I said, it's concept art, and I could just be interpreting it wrong. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I loved Wake Island so much, was that no matter how many people were on the server, you knew where the front lines were. It was pretty obvious. There was always action for infantry, and pretty much for any vehicle as well. It's such a well-made map. And in the article, they basically stated that they try to make other maps that resemble that kind of feel, where you know where the front line is going to be, and there's always constant action. And I feel like that's kind of what's so great about Wake Island, is just that feel. It really just incorporates the Battlefield experience all in one map, and that's why I really, really enjoy it. So another thing I wanted to mention, and this may not be news for many of you, but a lot of people ask me this, and that is the release date for Battlefield 3 is not yet confirmed. They have mentioned that it is going to be released in November, but there isn't a set date yet, and which is interesting as well, because November is the same month that Modern Warfare 3 is going to be released, and there's also some rumors that they might release Battlefield 3 the same day, or maybe a little earlier, to compete with Modern Warfare 3. I think this would be pretty interesting, especially if they came out on the same day. They would basically duke it out to see who sells the most. But overall, I am just so excited. But I want to know your guys' opinion. Do you think that they should release Battlefield 3 the same day that Modern Warfare 3? There's so many 3 games coming out. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, leave a comment down below, kind of explaining why. And also, just tell me why you love Wake Island if you've ever played it. I'm very interested to see what you guys come up with. But that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that special thing you do with your thumbs. I always love it when you do it, but also if you would like to see more videos from me, I recommend that you check out my channel and subscribe. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.
Thousands of movies and TV shows stream directly from your PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, or PC computer. Click on the link in the description of the video for your free 1-month trial membership, courtesy of Next Gen Tactics.